Hello and welcome to the Races TV once again. Our special guest this week, Chris Bieg and Leon Macdonald. But firstly, let's have a look at the calendar for racing coming up in South Australia this week. On Saturday on the Morphettville Park circuit, where the feature race is the Sloane Sands Matree Stakes. It's also Streaky Bay Cup Day on the west coast of South Australia, the last leg of the Bill Holland Series. On Sunday we're racing at Gawler. Don't forget the jumping trials at Oakbank on Monday, and next Wednesday we go racing at Murray Bridge. Well, Chris Bieg's got his whole team in here on Saturday at Morphettville. Chris, excites a lady firstly, race 3, resumed in the Magic Millions recently. What did you make of his run?
It wasn't a bad run first up. He definitely needed a run. Drawing barrier, pretty sure it was 9 of 11 in a 2-year-old race where there is going to be a lot of speed with the Victorian horses here, was a little bit tricky. And he was sort of very exposed. He was 3 wide most of the trip without cover, and no real fault of anyone's. It was just one of those things. He got caught out there from a wide gate and didn't get much of a chance after that.
You've been happy with him since?
He has. He's come on well, and he definitely needed a run. He's taken a lot of benefit from the run. The 1,000 metres is a question mark this week. It's more or less a race in between, and we're just going to ride him quiet and make sure he can hit the line nice and strong ahead of the Breeders 1200 in a couple of weeks' time. All
right, and you've elected to claim with Crystal Bishop?
Yeah, again, there's no fault of Amy's. The horse just got 58 kilos, being the only gelding in the race to have won a race already. So he's got 58 kilos. So we take the 3 kilos off with Crystal on, and that'll give the horse a good opportunity to settle back and be able to hit the line really strong and be positive going forward.
The main race here on Saturday is the Sloane Sands Matree Stakes. You've got this very good filly, DASHITUDE, lining up. Great win last start after she missed the start and really made it difficult for herself.
Yeah, she bombed the start a little. It wasn't part of the plan, but it definitely wasn't. We didn't want her leading and sort of getting chased down by the other horses, so it was definitely a plan to set her handy, but definitely with some good cover. And we knew she'd finish off really well if she was held together into the turn and let her go in the straight. She was always going to let down really well, and she put them away quite easily. And her run first up in the Ridelva was really good as well, so she's obviously in good form. Yeah, she's come back, and she had a pretty tough spring in Melbourne, and she's come back and looks a bigger, stronger horse, and the form's good around her. The Ridelva run was really good. Again, probably just a little bit unlucky she didn't get a run a little bit earlier in the race, and she would have been a lot closer, but yeah, last start taking on the older horses, and yeah, being able to beat them was really, really positive. All right, good luck on Saturday, Chris. Thanks, Terry.
Big team of runners for Leon Macdonald and Andrew Lewis here on Saturday. Leon, starting with Viking Star, you happy with how he's ticking over at the moment?
Yes, Terry, I think he's raced well. He's 2 runs in. He's first up over 1200. He just found it a touch short, hit the line very strongly. And last run over the, I think it was the 1400 metres, he never got off the fence and never really got a chance to get a crack at them. But he got home well at the end of the race again.
He's an interesting horse because you'd think he'd be better suited on the outer track, and perhaps he will be anyway, but his form on the park circuit's very good.
Yes, but previously when he raced on the park circuit, he was always given a lot of room, and I think that's the secret to him, that he gets room. And he's drawing, well, it's not a very big field tomorrow, but he's drawing out a little bit, so I'm sure he won't get boxed up tomorrow.
Leon, Moving Money, race 3, number 5, where's he at?
Yeah, he had a throat operation before his last run. He went to 12 months ago now, he went to Tasmania and won the Guineas there, and he come back and was subsequently very disappointing. We found out he had a bit of a throat problem. He's had the operation. He seems okay. His first up run was pretty good. He boxed on well until the last 50 metres when he badly needed the run. He may need another run yet, but he'll be further improved, and let's hope he can show up a bit. All
right, the 2-year-old, race 4, you've got White Row. He's an interesting runner because he's the white horse you bought at the sales, and he caused a lot of talk at the sales here 12 months ago. And the other horse, Alert Bird, he's had 1 run, ran last, you gelded him and tipped him out.
Yeah, well, he did cause a bit of talk at the sales when I bought the white and the black horse. And of course, the black horse was Gambling Guru, so let's see if the white horse can live up to him. We got our fingers crossed. The horses work well. He's awkwardly drawn in barrier 10 on the inner track, but I'm sure he'll run well. And Alert Bert was a colt win last in training, and we did put blinkers on him because he was very colty. However, he didn't perform in his race, but he's been gelded since, and his work's been pretty fair this time in, but I'm sure he'll be suited over a bit more ground than the 1,000 metres.
No, a horse that did perform at his last start, that's SA Raider, slashing run in the Centrebet Classic on Cup Day. Leon, you must have been over the moon with that effort.
He's a very good horse. He does go very well. I mean, I don't think I've ever done this before, running a Class 1 horse in an open listed race, but it's going to happen on Saturday.
You've been training for a long time too.
Yeah, that's for sure, but I don't think I've ever had a horse that is only a Class 1 horse with so much ability, so we'll see what happens Saturday.
What's his grand final this campaign, Leon?
Well, we've probably got two options with him. See how he goes Saturday, and then we can go to the Nitsky Stakes and the Adelaide Guineas, or alternatively freshen him up for the Goodwood Handicap.
All right, and in the last, Nadaka, going well this horse. Hasn't had a great deal of luck this campaign. Barrier 1 on the weekend.
Yes, it's probably a race that suits him well. He had an inside draw last run, but he got held up in the straight. Previously he was caught off the track, so he hasn't had a lot of luck, and let's hope he can get a bit tomorrow.
Two races to have a look at from Morphettville this Saturday. I thought we'd have a look at race 6 firstly, the 3-year-old event, a 0 to 75. Daytona Grey not running. He's running in Melbourne on Friday night, but this is still a very strong race. Marble Ride, Barista, De Beers on Us, couldn't agree more. Very impressive, winning first up at Gawler recently. That's a really good race, the 3-year-old race. And obviously we'll have a look at the main race on the program as well, the Sloane Sands Matree Stakes. And what a great race this promises to be as well. I think SA Raider will run favourite for the Leon Macdonald and Andrew Lewis stable, but he's certainly got some stiff opposition there on Saturday. I'll be at Streaky Bay on Saturday, looking forward to getting over there for the Streaky Bay Cup. Let's have a look at the lineup for the last leg of the Bill Holland Series. That's our look at the races once again here in South Australia. We'll see you again next Thursday, being Easter Friday next week.
There's nothing like a day at the races.